So growing up, my mother always told me and my brother, just do your best. If we had a test, just do your best. A school project, do your best. A basketball game or a cheerleading routine, she would look at us and she would say, just do your best. So that's how I chose to live my life. The best. Just the best, all the time. Nothing else was good enough, only the best. Well, it wasn't until I was in college when Dr. Krystal had us take the life values inventory. And when processing our results, he dropped a bomb on me that has been swimming in my head ever since, and it's made its way into my soul and into my heart. It is a major key for how I live my life. If you're lucky, he said, when you wake up in the morning, you are at 100% of yourself. But for most of us, we don't wake up at 100% of ourselves. Why? Because we didn't get enough sleep, or we slept funny, we're sore from yesterday's workout. But whatever percentage you wake up at in the morning, the task of the day and the relationships of the day will take away from that percentage. So by the time I made it to class after working out, making this presentable, after walking to class, my percentage might be at 85%. If I all of a sudden decide to do some reading, that would take me down some percentage points. And if something happened to go wrong at any point, that would take me down a few more. And with all of that math going on, I was still supposed to show up fully at 100% in my life, in my personal life, as a student, as a daughter, as a friend, as a roommate, as a girlfriend, and also as a student leader. So with all that going on in my life, I lived in this intense and insane reality that I needed to be 100% of myself all the time, the best at it all. And during that session with Dr. Krystal, I realized that that was actually impossible. It was physically, psychologically, and emotionally impossible. Because sometimes Krystal is only at 65% capacity. Sometimes I get to a meeting and 55% is all that I can give you. That's all that's up for grabs. That is all on the table. And guess what I had to learn? That is fine. And it's not failure. It's just how life works. So wouldn't it be beautiful if people came with percent bubbles above their head? And I could look at you and say, you're at 45%. You're at 92%. Ooh, you're at 5% and should probably go to sleep right now. Right? So in that moment, I needed to rewrite my mom's encouragement in my mind. I'd misinterpreted all along. It wasn't that she wanted me to just do the best. She wanted me to just do your best. I've been neglecting that four-letter word my whole life. I'd picked up some others along the way. My goal in life now, at 32, I know I don't look it, thanks for that whistle, is now to do the best I can with what I have. This clicker, there we go. The danger in not honoring that your, in not understanding the specificity and subjectivity and individuality of that your, is that you will start engaging in self-limiting beliefs. If my best isn't in the ballpark of your best, then I just shouldn't even try. Because you see, I didn't go through sorority recruitment in college because I didn't own a Lilly Pulitzer dress. I didn't know what that was when I showed up at William & Mary. And I didn't own a Vera Bradley bag. I didn't know that chick either. I had never shopped at J. Crew. I did not wear pearls. I didn't have any recommendations, and there were no legacies in my family. I had church clothes, and I had Timberland boots. I had jeans, oversized Nautica and Tommy Hilfiger t-shirts, and some stuff from American Eagle and Abercrombie & Fitch. I am 32, and I was in college from 2001 to 2005, so that stuff was hot back then, okay? No one in my immediate family at that time had even gone to college, much less thought about joining a fraternity or a sorority. The best that I had, I deemed as not enough, and so I bailed. I never even gave my best a chance to show up in the room. Have you ever done that? Have you ever figured out your best, decided it wasn't enough, and walked away from a moment, an experience, an opportunity? You folded your best up, you put it on a shelf, you hid it under your bed, or you pressed delete for it never to be seen again. Because see, tonight I want to challenge you not to do that. Because here's the thing that I had to learn. My best ain't your best, boo. And I did just use ain't and boo. No regrets, people. Okay? No regrets. Best is subjective, and it changes by the hour, sometimes by the minute, depending on my day. We know that comparison is the thief of joy, and we know that comparison is an act of self-harm, but we keep subjecting ourselves to that violence on a daily basis every time you scroll through your Instagram feed. I love this quote from Dave Grohl. Any Foo Fighters fans in the audience? No one is you, and that is your power. You, the best version of you that you can give in that moment, whatever percentage you can muster, that is your power. Because no matter what, there isn't another you to be found. So here's some homework that I have for you. Identify who you are when you're at your best self. What is that person doing? What does that person believe? What does that person say? What does that person look like? And then the next question I want you to ask yourself is, what do you need to have in your life in order to get to your best? Probably a clicker that doesn't do that to you, right? Do you need to work out? Do you need to have really great time with your friends? Do you need to talk to your mother less than 5 times a week? What is it that can help you be at your best self? And once you figure out the answers to those 2 questions, I want to challenge you to then fight like hell for it. Make appointments with yourself. Put that in your pretty planner. Put that in your phone. Those are business meetings that you are having with yourself because you're in the business of always finding your best self. You see, I've seen the downside of constantly pushing beyond my best when I don't have it to give. I've experienced it, and it's not good. It doesn't bring you to a place of joy. It's stressful, it's taxing, it's detrimental. And instead of embracing where I am and letting others meet me there, I push too far, I push too hard, and I end up the total antithesis of my best self. So I know what you might be thinking, but Krystal, what if my best just isn't good enough for other people? But here's what I've had to learn. You can't control other people's perceptions of you. I can't control your perceptions of me. There are people who have read you, summed you up, and reported back on you before you get out of your car. That is out of your sphere of influence. All that you can ever do is create the opportunity for them to experience you doing the best you can with what you have. What I will say for you all as leaders is that I would encourage you to find a place of empathy for other people. Most of us are trying day in and day out to do our best. So when someone's performance isn't up to par, are you asking the right questions to figure out where they are right now and their level of their best? Or are you just assuming that they don't care, that they're lazy, and that they are poor performers? Maybe there's other things happening in their life that's interfering with the best they can give you at this time. Because all that you could ever reasonably expect of people is their best. That's it. Now, if that 18-year-old Krystal would have embraced this philosophy, she wouldn't have worried about what was in her closet. She would have put on her best dress, and she would have pulled her best assets forward. She would have dressed up that available percentage, and she would have strutted herself to sorority court. See, my best wasn't enough in 2001, but now, it is. Okay? Because now, see, I walk up in places like I've been there before. Now I recognize that my best belongs wherever I want her to belong. And I'm in places where people don't even expect me to be with my best. You know how you all walk around saying that you're keeping it 100? Yeah? Do y'all say that? Or is that no longer cool already? Right? So maybe you just need to keep it 100 by admitting that you're at an 85. Let the people know that you're going to be the best 85 that you can possibly be, but at this moment, 100% of yourself is just not up for grabs. Keep it 100% authentic about what people can expect of you and give other people permission to do the same, because you don't have to go into debt, and you don't have to lose weight, and you don't have to toss your values out of the window, and you don't have to say yes when you want to say no, and you don't have to act like someone else to be your best self. Set your intention regularly throughout the day to do the best you can with what you have. When I finally started putting this philosophy in action, my life changed. It was kind of like rocks of expectation and perfection were lifted off my shoulders, and I do believe that it can do the same for you. So in 2010, when I was called to become a member of Delta Delta Delta, this woman didn't hesitate. She said, "Yes, please. Where can I pick up my bid?" I'm so happy they have an emoji that looks like me now. It's amazing. Because at the end, y'all, this is what I want to be able to say. So now I want you all to stand up, and you're going to repeat after me. And make sure you use your name. My name is Krystal. And I promise to always try to do the best I can with what I have. Thank you.